Good morning, it's Monday again. Running this program Monday to Friday. We're here for you. My name is Riz Blossom, and of course, you're welcome to Women's Corner. Like I always say, it's all about women, it's all about us. But at the same time, we know you cannot leave the child, we cannot leave the boy child, the girl child, and the men. We all need to live together, communicate with each other, manage each other, and at the same time accept one another to have a beautiful world to live in. Anyways, remember this program runs from 11 a.m. to 12 noon every Monday through Friday. And if you don't have a TV screen beside you, you can actually download the Galaxy Television app on Google Play Store or Apple Play Store. Just type in Galaxy Television and you can download the app. But if you do not want to go about that way, you can actually watch us on our social media platforms at Galaxy Television on Facebook and on Twitter. You can join us right there. Okay, it's unfortunate. I'm supposed to have 3 Zoom guests, but okay, 2 Zoom guests and 1 in-house guest. But the Zoom guest, unfortunately, had an engagement, which she had to plead that please she will not be able to make it, which is very understandable. You know, time is not really our own. We can only manage it as it comes. Then also we have the other guest, Bodhi. Bodhi could not come because she said she was looking for fuel this morning, thinking it was going to be easy because the weekend was not easy. But she has been at the filling station even till now, and obviously she can't join us via Zoom because you know, you can't make calls or receive calls when you're in a filling station. So anyways, let's continue. Hopefully, if she's able to meet us during the program, she will join us. But luckily, we have a very good guest with us, and she'll be the one to make justice to what we're talking about. And today we're talking about social justice amongst women and social justice when it has to do with women. I'll be having my Zoom guest. I'll be introducing her right after the short break. So after the short break, I'll introduce my guest and we can start talking, because this social justice covers a whole lot of things, and hopefully we're able to, you know, grab some ideas or some way forward when it comes to social justice amongst women. So let's go for the short break and we'll be right back to the studio to continue the program. Stay with us. All right, welcome back. So I would like to introduce my guest right now. Her name is Funke Ayodeji. She is a leadership coach. She's a teacher. She's a girl child advocate. And of course, most of the women I bring up here are women advocates also. You find them in one organization or the other, or, you know, talking about women and trying to, you know, uplift women in every area possible. Funke Ayodeji, good morning to you. How are you doing this morning? All right, welcome back. Yes, so I'm just going to start with my Zoom guest. She's ready already. Funke Ayodeji, like I said, she's a leadership coach. She's a teacher and a girl child advocate. Good morning, Funke. I hope we can hear you now. Good morning. Okay, great. That's a good news, because I was getting worried. I was hoping it wasn't going to be the network. Okay, first, I just going to want to ask. A lot of people probably don't understand what social justice is. In the simplest term or simplest words you can explain, what would you call social justice, especially when it comes to women?
All right, thank you. Social justice. Social justice is a view that everyone deserves equal opportunity, irrespective of your gender, you know, be it economic, social, and political. We deserve equal opportunity. That's social justice, ma'am.
Okay, thank you very much. I like that one, the way you just put it, equality, and of course, where even in any sector, there must be equality. So I want to ask, how do we address these certain issues that we have when it comes to this social justice amongst women? Because like you said, in politics, it's just that now we have women, we have a lot of women who are actually in the public scene, but it's not as much as some women that, you know, there are a lot of people that are pursuing it, but they are scared to go in. So how do you think we can address issues that has to do with this system? Like, is a systematic way of how they address women when it has to do with either career, politics, and even on the home front? You know, during the program when we were talking last week, we said something about everybody believes that a woman's place is in the kitchen and in the house, but now time has gone far beyond that. So what do you think are the ways we can actually manage this thing so that women can actually be at the forefront too and be able to take up good responsibilities and career takes? Do you understand that? Please go ahead.
Okay, you know, a lot of, you know, for the time past, actually what you are saying is right. Women has, you know, face a lot of the exploitation and discrimination in the world, even at home, like you said, and outside there. You know, I've actually seen a man that says he will never spend his money on his female children, just because he feels they are not up to the task. After spending much money on them, they go back to their husband's house and all of that. So women, as you know, but thank God for the society today, we have women in high, you know, position in the society. And also we should, I think women, it's very essential we allow women justice in the society, because it actually help, you know, to, you know, it will help to, you know, to bring about equality in opportunities, and also advocate for women. It will advocate for women equal access to education, you know, healthcare, employment, and political participation. You know, when we allow women, it's high time we start allowing women in position like decision-making position to actually participate, so that they can see the real person we are. That they can also see when you have not tested a particular person, how will you know the person can do it? So it's high time they allow women to also participate in politics, participate in all those high positions, you know, so that they can actually see, the society can see what we can do. Because the society has created, you know, I have a lot of experience about this thing that we're talking about. Because of that, the society has actually created that, has hindered women to actually, you know, create an identity for themselves socially and economically. So they make them believe that they are nobody, they can't do some certain things, or they can't take some certain roles. I don't know if I've answered the question.
Yes, you answered the question. So I want to ask now, so how can we challenge the stereotype that women are only valued for their domestic work? How can we challenge the stereotype? I'm still going to come to our culture and all of that. But how do you think we can challenge this thing that they always believe that when it comes to domestic work, they value us? When you clean the house, when you do some things at home, or you manage your home properly, not even about the other one, but you know, you're able to manage that. That is the only place people tend to value women. So how can we challenge this norm, this stereotypical thing of, you know, when a woman cleans the house and makes the food for the children, and the children are well groomed and all of that, will be valued? How can we challenge that?
We can challenge that by education and awareness. Through education and awareness, what do I mean by that? We can actually, you know, get women who are educated, who are light among women, to, you know, to help others, help other women to actually know about their rights. Actually, women know about their rights and know the law that protects them. You understand? Because when you don't even know, you don't know when you exploit them, you don't know. So it's high time women stand up to know their rights. Actually, you know, care to know their rights and know the laws that protect them. We can also build strong relationships, you know, like we can also participate in peaceful protests, you know, workshops, stuff like that will help us to actually push for policy changes in society, so that society will see that we are not just, you know, an object that will just go to the kitchen. We are more like going to the kitchen, take care of the home, take care of the children. We can actually take more responsibility. We can actually take more roles than that.
Thank you very much. I like the part where you said we women need to know the rights and laws that govern and help us, because I think it's like you said, it's basically education and awareness. If a lot of women know what they need to do and how to go about it to make themselves more valued in the society and not just the home, I think it will make a lot of difference. So while you were talking about the home now, do we know, despite the fact where you're saying awareness and education for women so that it can stand out, there's also this cultural this cultural consent, like cultural has made this scene for us that this is how it should be, and sometimes when you try to move away from the norm, you're being tagged. Despite the education, a lot of people still believe that culturally, as an African, as a Nigerian, this is what you should do. No matter how much you want to go so far, you still have to prove this. And a lot of people say respect the culture, so we don't lose our culture, because the heritage is also important. Now, how do we create a culture of consent and at the same time respect our community, and also at the same time make sure that we are being valued as women in our positions in whatever area that we want to delve into? How do you think we can create that cultural consent, so it's not like we're breaking the cultural norm? Or, because to be honest, if we create a pattern and cut out the culture and the traditions that we have grown up or we know ourselves to be as African, it could be, we could lose our heritage, we could lose what exactly we stand for as Africans, you understand? So, but at the same time, we need to make sure that culturally there's a consent. They understand that yes, we know this is what it is, but this is how we need it to be, and we'll make sure that the culture is not out of it. So how do you think women can balance this it's cultural thing at the same time?
All right, I wanted to say the balance, the last thing you said, that we have to balance it. You understand? For the fact that we can't erase that cultural consent and all of that, we just have to balance it. You understand? Now we are in a more modern world that women can actually, get a maid that will help her to take care of our home. We can get a domestic staff, someone who will vouch for, someone who, you can actually pay. You might not necessarily stay in your home. You can actually employ a female person, take care of the home, cooks, who is in the freezer, and the person can actually go back to our house. Then you can take some roles. You understand? So, and the children are there, and also our husbands too. These things should be, they should actually help us. So as we are, the husband knows that, okay, you are relevant to the society, you have taken up some roles as a woman. Though you are a woman, I know it is your responsibility to take care of your home and also to balance the society also. So you have to support each other. We need support from them as the head. So we need them to support us, even in the home, so that we can actually, balance this thing. They help us, like the children don't work, they can help us, to do those things and all that. So we need support from our men, so that this thing can work hand in hand.
Okay,
that's what I have to say.
From the men. Okay, we need support from our men. I understand that, and also that way, maybe if the men are in support of what we do, they will still understand that there's still a cultural consent, because Africanly we believe that women are under men, and at the same time, so if they believe we women are under the men, definitely if our husbands are supportive, it will work. But I want to place a scenario now. Let's there are other African countries where we have women that are playing presidency. Do you understand? I don't even want to go that far, being presidency.
Yes.
You are in a particular organization and your wife is the boss, the main boss, and the husband is probably just a normal worker somewhere else in another organization. Now, a lot of people have this idea. Yes, I know, I don't want to bring out the other parts where, some women can be a bit bossy because they feel like they are the breadwinner and all of that. But I would just want to ask that, if at that point women are now at the forefront, which a lot of men are scared about, because you said they should support us. A lot of men are scared that when you give women the power, how do they remain still submissive in their home? How do they not carry that bossy, okay, I'm the one in charge at the office? How do they manage the fact that they don't come to their home and start saying, I am the one in charge at home too? So now it is you now, I want you to advise women on how they can do it, that they can manage the fact that in their home, they are the submissive wife, but when they're outside the four walls of their home, yes, your career continues. So what advice would you give to women? Because I know a lot of women, and I know the angle you're coming from, political and career wise. So what advice will you give to women on that part?
Okay, the advice I will give to women in that part is that, you know, let's go back to the word of God now. God has, you know, you have to understand your role as a woman. You have to understand your role as a woman. For the fact that you are upholding a particular big position there, that doesn't make you to forget the fact that you are still a wife. You have someone you submit to. Do not let that position get into your head that you don't even recognize your husband anymore. You don't even see him as your head anymore. No. You still have to understand your role as a wife in the home. You know, no matter how powerful you are, when you come back to the house, you have to, you know, that your presidency or any whatever position you think you have acquired, you still have to hang it in there when you are in the office. So when you are coming back home, you are now coming back as a wife, as a loving wife that respects her husband, that know her roles, that I am still the wife. Someone is still my head in this home that I need to respect and take good care of. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So let's talk about the healthcare. Do you think our healthcare system is really helping women when it comes to the reproductive area? Because let's be factual. A lot of times you see women that you know, get maybe they get married, they want to give birth. I'm talking about people that don't have so much money to, you know, be able to do the private hospitals and all of that. They want to do the public hospitals. Now, how do we manage the situation of reproductive health in women? Because I've heard and I've seen a lot of women whereby I'm not saying the traditionalists, the ones that help traditionally to deliver children and all of that, I'm not saying they are not, you know, doing well. I believe if the ones that are doing theirs, you know, the way we know how to do it, and the ones that are doing their traditional, if they come together, we can actually help women in a very good way. But I just want to say, do you think is there a way that women can actually make this reproductive health system work for them? Is there anyhow we can go about it that it will work for us? Because a lot of women have lost their children. They've had stillbirth, some, you know, probably die, and the child will go at the same time too with it. And sometimes you see that the child remains, but the mother is gone. And this sometimes is because of the health care that women have, or women have, you know, always tend to put themselves to. So I want to ask, is there a way the federal government or the state government can actually help? Or is there a way even the traditional midwives can help in delivery of children and help the healthcare system when it comes to reproductive? I'm talking about just reproductive, because we keep losing children, at the same time keep losing mothers during childbirth. So how do you think we can go about this to help women on the long run?
Okay, thank you. I think we can go about that by making an awareness, creating awareness to women out there, because some women, they just believe the fact that they are not rich. They don't bother taking care of themselves. They don't, you know, I've seen when I was in service, when I was doing my NYC, I saw a lady that did anatomy, for crying out loud. She got pregnant, you know, and she died during the process. She thought she was menstruating, and she died. What am I trying to say is that when a woman is aware that immediately you discover that you are pregnant, go to the hospital and check yourself. Check if the baby is actually in the right position. That's the first time I heard what they called ectopic pregnancy, and never heard it before. So the lady was pregnant and she didn't even know about it. And this person, I'm talking about educated person, we were serving together as core members. You understand? And she still died. She started bleeding and all of that. That when a woman is pregnant, immediately you discover you are pregnant, get to the hospital and get checked. Then number one. Then secondly, a lot of women, we risk a lot of things. We believe since our baby, we feel the kick of our baby, we are eating well, we are all of that, we believe we are okay. No, even at that, still go to the hospital, check the position of the child, check if you are okay as a mother. You understand? Stuff like that. So some people even didn't know that they have some ailments in them until they get to the hospital. That's when they start checking that they are having fibroids and it's affecting the child. So when you don't go to the hospital, how will you discover that? So people say, no, I've been my mother, all the children that my mother gave birth to, they gave birth to them in church. So I'm going to give birth to my own children in church. No. You understand? Some people are doing that. So it is our right. I think it's high time we, start checking, create awareness to women, trying to realize them. Even some of the allies, they don't even know all these things. So I think we should, and I want to use myself as an example. When I was pregnant, I was discovered that I was having a fibroid. So when I got to the hospital, they checked, I was having severe pain. To the extent that my husband couldn't bear it. They said, okay, let's go to the, when I got to the hospital, they checked and they said, you're having a fibroid, madam. So, and I asked the doctor, please, what can I take so that that will take care of my baby, that my baby, it will affect my baby, and at the same time, it will affect me. So the doctor said, there is nothing we can do for now. You have to come back in the next 2 weeks. We check as the baby is growing. We check if the fibroid is not actually affecting your child, stuff like that. So I did not prescribe any drug for me. So I kept going and going, managing the pains. So when I went back to the hospital, they checked and said the baby is actually okay and I'm okay. The fibroid is not affecting my baby and all of that. Do you know that this woman did not prescribe any drug for me till I got to 6 months? I haven't taken ordinary paracetamol. So I now went to the normal hospital because they said since it's my third child, I should go to the general hospital. That one is general hospital. That they refer me to Agege General Hospital. So when I got there, the doctor that examined me, the first doctor that attended to me said, who is the doctor that said you shouldn't take any drug, madam? You are pregnant, 6 months, you have not taken it. I said, I haven't taken any drug. In fact, there was a time I nearly fainted. I don't know that I don't have enough blood anymore in me. So the doctor prescribed drug for me, a lot of things. I was busy taking meds and all of that. He said, the doctor said, you just be adding weight and adding weight. It doesn't do anything. That doesn't give you proper blood. Just take this drug. And immediately I started taking those drugs and I'm fine. I didn't feel dizzy anymore. I didn't feel like that anymore. So thank God, to the glory of God, I gave birth to my baby. He's alive and I'm alive. So that's just it.
Okay, thank you very much. I love the fact that you shared your story. That means a lot of things have gone wrong. Like, thank God for yours. You came out, you have a testimony to it. A lot of women in that situation would probably have lost their lives or lost the baby or both. You understand? Yes. And it's already too late, because at that point maybe the doctor could not do anything about it. Sometimes that's why sometimes we try not to always blame the medical doctor. They always have brought nurses and of course midwives to the program, and they've advised women, when you are pregnant, from the moment from the moment you feel that you've lost your period, don't start saying to yourself that okay, maybe it will come 2 days later or 3 days later. Oh, let me wait 1 month. Let me wait 2 months. And you start taking drugs, self-medicating for your period to come. At the same time, you're putting yourself at risk, your child at risk. Then when you get pregnant, just the way you said, some people say, no, it's traditional, it's in church, we've always given birth. You will not go for test. You will not go for scan. You won't do anything. And when it gets to the time of delivery, when you start seeing complications, you start fainting or one thing or the other, you expect doctors to play the role of God and start saving you or start saving your baby. And you start seeing men at that point. This is where the men also have to be supportive and doing the right thing. You not see men, they will not start probably holding the doctor and shouting at the doctor or pleading with the doctor to please save my wife or save my baby. Then probably to get to a point, they'll have to tell you to choose. So I think we need to first work in ourselves before we start even telling the federal government that, okay, please, when it comes to delivery, can we have this and this in place for women? Maybe cost will be cost or sponsorship or something. So far you registered at so months, you've been and just to support the fact that there's a reduction in the death of children, of babies, and of course of the pregnant woman. So anyways, moving on, our time is already fast spent. Excuse me, I want to ask this one when it comes to age in women. I don't really know if it affects men, but I think sometimes when women want to get work, and age is usually, they want to get another job, let me use it that way, age is usually on their side. Now you can see a man of 40 easily get a job, maybe based on experience and all of that, whereas you see women age of 40, it's almost as difficult as getting a job, except you have so much experience and you keep you keep going to school, you keep working on yourself to get. Yes, I know it's a good thing, you have to keep working on yourself, but it's like there's a challenge for women in the age of 40, 50, except you've been in that organization for long, or you've been working, or you're studying while you're working, so they know that your certificates keeps climbing and your degrees keep, so it's easy for you to get a job. But I'm now talking about those that probably don't have the opportunity of going for their masters or learning more or doing more certifications, but they are good with the experiences, they are learning from the job, and of course maybe some online schools that could still give them some ideas on how to go about things. Now, how do we manage the situation of age when it comes to women and when it comes to getting job? Is there anything we can do, or is there anything you want to advise the women, or you want to advise bosses when it comes to that area?
Thank you so much. Okay, let me also use myself as an example. Now in Nigeria, we have our children now. Some of them even graduates at the age of 20. Yes, during my youth service, I saw someone in like 2021. Well, what if someone who is not that fortunate, you understand? Maybe their parents, maybe the background and all of that, or someone who have already, who was schooled in the village and had opportunity to just get back to the town and all of, they have to start all over again. You understand? So, and by the time the person is, leaving school, is already like 29, 30. After he or she finishes after she finishes her NYS, is already 32. You understand? You can't blame them because it's not really their fault. You understand? If the society will meet ourselves. But my advice to such is that we should try and be considerate. Bosses out there should try and be considerate while employing people. I think we should be based on qualification. I don't think the age really matters. If someone is 32 or 33 and can do better, and the experiences are there, the qualifications are there, I don't think there is anything that can hinder such boss to get the person employed. You understand? So just in as much the person is not physically challenged, once you are physically okay, your brain is intact, you understand, they should allow women in their 40s to also work. Yes, they should.
Okay, thank you very much. I would even like to speak for the challenged people. Now, so far the job does not have to do with whatever challenge the person is facing. I think the person can still get a job, both male, both female. So far the brain is working, the person is smart, the person is educated, the person is industrious. I think the person should be given a place in the society, and I think that's not even something to debate about. Now, let me use this one to conclude. Marriageable age is not just about men now or people. Some people believe that when you are like 40 and you are not married, there's this stigma they put to it, and most of the times it's not even the men that stigmatize the women, it is we women, especially even the ones that know you, the ones so-called friends. Exactly. Yes, they are the ones that will say, she's not married and she's at the age of 40, how will she give birth? They're already sidelining her, bad-mouthing her, and all of that. And to be honest, somebody said something, a guy is saying, it's not a race, that there has to be a first winner, a second winner. You could even get married first and the person will get married later, and still when you check the family in 10-20 years, person is more fulfilled than you that got married and gave birth early. And some people say sometimes men don't even look at the physical beauty and all. Maybe you feel like your body is getting saggy and all of that. Some men are sapiosexual. They're not attracted to what they see physically. They're attracted to what is in your brain, what your hands can do, where your legs have gone to. Yes, where your legs have gotten to, and they're like, if this lady has gotten to these certain, careers in life, and she's at this age and she's not married, I would rather have this kind of woman because she has prospect. Now, in just few minutes, what advice will you give to women who are always shaming people based on age? Because this is still part of social justice. We have to talk to ourselves so we don't do these things to our fellow women. You understand? So please, what advice will you give to women so that they could stop this shaming thing?
I think women, we need to start loving ourselves. We need to really start, seeing ourselves as one. There is this thing that says women supporting women, but unfortunately it's opposite. So I think it's high time we start loving ourselves. See another person, other female person as yourself. Put yourself in their shoes. Some people are not married till they are 40. It's not their fault. They've not actually seen someone who, you understand, who really understand them. Someone who they think, is it will be good for them. Someone who has vision. Someone who understands them. Who actually has a vision in life. You cannot just because of society and get married to an entity. You understand? So women, we have to just stop doing these things to ourselves. Start loving each other, seeing ourselves as one. I think by the time we've seen those things, I think it will stop. Those things will stop.
Yes, thank you very much. If we see ourselves as one, women to women, and somebody said something, one woman on this show, a lady on the show I brought in, I don't like to call them women, she came onto the show, and when we talked about just a little bit about this age thing, and she said, see, maybe it's high time women just need to drink water and mind their business. Like, you have not even finished managing your life is not even in the way it should go, and you're bothered about somebody who is not yet married and how the person will give birth. Like, come on, you have a lot of problems in your own bag. You've not yet sorted it out. You're sorting somebody else's problem, and guess what, maybe the person does not even see marriage as a problem to her. Maybe she's just taking her time.
Exactly.
Like you said, somebody that will understand her. So you're thinking it's a problem, and she's like, I don't have a problem. Yes, I know I'm supposed to get married. I will, but I need to take my time because I don't want to take. Everybody has his own bad baggages. You understand? So maybe some people are just trying not to have the wrong. Because if you have a bad baggage and you meet the wrong man, I'm sorry, you either get divorced, one, or your story becomes a public story, 2, or 3, you might even probably lose your life in that marriage. So everybody knows what best suits the person. At this point, our time is already far gone. I didn't know we'll talk this much. I would like to appreciate Funke Ayodeji for coming on the show. Thank you so much, Funke Ayodeji. Funke Ayodeji is a leadership coach. She's a teacher. She's a girl child advocate. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed yourself on the program.
You're welcome.
All right.
Yes, I do. Thank you so much for this opportunity.
Our normal ritual is for you to have to wave to us while we say goodbye and continue the program. Can we still have Funke if she's still there? So she can wave us goodbye while we allow her go. Can you wave us goodbye, Funke? All right. Bye. Thank you very much.